go ahead and get started. It's 3 here on the East Coast, and we're happy to have you here for our May Advocate webinar series. My name is Laura Keeble, and I'm the manager of grassroots advocacy here at the Arthritis Foundation, and I manage the ambassador program, Summit, JA conference, work, and many other things. And we put together this advocate webinar series once a month, just a 30-minute deep dive into some of the issues that we work on, or different that you can get involved in Arthritis Foundation advocacy. And we like to offer just different topics that you would like to hear about. So if you ever do have any suggestions on what we should talk about, we're more happy to hear them so that we can cover whatever you all want to know more about. I was talking to Heidi Barrett, who I'll introduce here in a second, in Washington State, our webinar series, and she came up with this idea to talk about how to effectively recruit advocates at the local level. So we're really excited to present this because we think that this will really help in your efforts, especially around walk season. And we know that some of you have already had your walk or you're about to have your walk. I know the Washington, D.C. walk is this weekend. I'm fortunate to attend because I will be at a wedding, but the walk is a great way to recruit more people to the cause and to get more voices heard as healthcare continues to heat up in the states and on a national level. We need as many people talking about arthritis as possible. So by recruiting advocates, you're able to give them information. They're able to sign up to get information about what's going on and to be able to take action if something is happening at the state or federal level. So Heidi Barrett is from Everett, Washington, and she's been a Platinum Ambassador for many years, and she's very actively involved with the foundation and has done so much recruiting around her local walk and Jingle Bell Run, and we're so happy to have her in our volunteer ranks. So I will let Heidi take it from here, and I'll be manning the slides, so just let me know when I need to change them. And Heidi, if you'd like to take it away.
Thank you, Laura. So as Laura said, my name's Heidi, and I'm one of those really crazy people. That's what I've been told because I absolutely love going to Jingle Bell Run and our Arthritis Walk to recruit advocates. And people get back to me going, oh, that's horrible to go up to somebody and ask them to sign up to be a recruit. I get really, really nervous talking to people I don't know and trying to get them to sign up, give me their email address, that kind of thing. No, I don't want to do that at all. I've come up with a way that makes it really easy. I'm not going up to strangers. I'm listening to other people's stories. So, like I kept on getting back to me that people were saying, hey, we only signed up like 5 people at our walk. I don't know what you're doing differently. I don't know, are you paying these people off? So I decided to come up with a way to teach everyone else. So if you could click to the side. And the next slide, please. People told me that recruiting at the walk and Jingle Bell Run can be really super boring. They're sitting behind a table, a few people come up, they talk to them for a few minutes and they walk away and the other person's bored, you're bored, and maybe they're able to recruit from behind the table 3, 4, 5 people. It's a long day with not a lot of great results. Can we go next one? The little thing about our walks and our Jingle Bell Run, we get to see a lot of people. 30,000 to 40,000 people come to Walk to Cure, and 75,000 people come to Jingle Bell Run. And I know some areas might only have 60 to 100 people at their walk, and some areas might have 3,000 to 4,000 people at their Jingle Bell Run. That's perfectly okay. You can work with either size of the group. The next slide, please. We have potential to reach a lot of people, but before we can reach those people, we have to know what it means to be an advocate. I cannot tell you how many times that I've had people come up to volunteer to be at the advocate table, and they have no idea what they're recruiting people for or what it means to be an advocate. And I know throughout the years that the Arthritis Foundation has changed the name. It used to be called an e-advocate, and I think before that it was called something else. So before you can recruit people to become an advocate, you have to know what the meaning of an advocate is. Next slide. So being an advocate sounds like a mouthful, and it sounds like a really huge time commitment. An advocate is a grassroots advocacy that helps make positive change in each of our states, our local area, and Washington, D.C. It sounds like what I said, that we're asking people to do a heck of a lot of work. And no, I don't have the time nor commitment to sign up to volunteer for 5-10 hours a week. But that's not what we're asking at all. Can I see the next slide, please? So what a time commitment to be an advocate? Next slide, please. What we're doing is we are asking people to see our monthly newsletter and periodic action alerts. It literally takes me 5-10 minutes to read the bi-weekly newsletter. And when the action alerts come out, when, we're trying like the Healthcare Act this last March and we got action alerts, it literally took me less than 5 minutes. The Arthritis Foundation makes it simple. It is basically click, 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 and off it was sent to my representative, telling him what I needed done with the Healthcare Act and what my opinion was. So when I tell people that they're signing up to be an advocate, their commitment is minimum, yet their success, when we get more and more people to sign up, the success of many is great. So next slide, please. So you know what you're doing. Let's get started at the advocacy tool. Logistics. You need 2 or more adults to make this happen, and the clipboards are key. Ideally, one person will stay behind the table and the clipboard, and 1 or more adults go out into the crowd. I prefer when I go out to have 6 to 8 clipboards with me and a teenager who's interested in advocacy, who has no desire to go up to strangers and ask them to join an advocate. So the person behind the table, and they're going to answer questions from people that come up, but they're also going to take off the pages of the clipboard and put them in the pile, because once you fill them up each page, you need to flip over to another. Hope I made that sound okay and not too complicated. So key person is the one that's going out in the crowd. Next slide. So when I go up to a group of people, I introduce myself and break the ice. Here's this group of people come to the walks and Jingle Bell Run, and usually there's more than one. They usually stand around in groups of 4 or 5, and they are complete strangers, and I have no idea who they are or why they're there. So I go up and I break the ice. I start out with something like, "Hi, my name's Heidi. I'm a Platinum Ambassador with the Arthritis Foundation. And it's Jingle Bell Run season. Oh my gosh, it is cold this morning. I think I've lost my fingers over an hour ago." And then the people that I'm with will comment on the cold, because we're usually all huddled around trying to stay warm. And everybody's smiling, and I've broken the ice. Next slide. So my step is listen. I'm going to listen to what their story is. Why are they there at Jingle Bell Run? And to listen to that story, I'm going to ask a simple question. What brings you out to Jingle Bell Run on this freezing cold morning? And it's so early. And they might say, "Oh, a group of us decided to run," or "My office got a group together." You don't necessarily know if they're affected by someone with arthritis. So I usually throw out the question, do you know someone affected by arthritis? This sounds like an open-ended question, and that you will get a lot of no's. But actually, in all of my time doing this, I've only had one person tell me no, that they know no one with arthritis. Usually they will tell me, "Oh, my grandma has it," or "We're here because my child has a friend in class who has juvenile arthritis." don't talk very long, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute, but make sure during this time you're actually listening to their story, why they're there at Jingle Bell Run or at the walk. Next, please. And at this time, I like to let them know about our understanding and using the facts that we have. So they tell me about their child who has a friend with juvenile arthritis, and I let them know, did you know there's 300,000 kids in the United States with juvenile arthritis? And 50 million people. It's the number one disease in America, costing $128 billion in lost wages and medical costs. And usually at that fact right there, people are like, whoa, that they have heard those facts before, or this is the first time that they've heard them. Next. So, volunteer. So I let them know why I volunteer with the Arthritis Foundation. I've told them the facts. I've gotten to know their story. So I let them know a little bit about me. Well, you know, I'm out here on this freezing cold morning with a clipboard in my hand because I have 4 children with juvenile arthritis, specifically psoriatic arthritis, and I also have the disease. Right? They're out here on a freezing cold morning. I cannot emphasize that enough because there have been days I've been out on the streets of Seattle and it's been 15 degrees. But I'm out here because did you know there is a shortage of pediatric rheumatologists in this nation? And some people drive 12 hours to get to see a doctor. Some of them have to fly long distance, taking 2 and 3 planes to get to the main Seattle. We have several families that live in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming that come to Seattle to see pediatric rheumatologists. We have 11 states with no pediatric rheumatologists at all. Some of the things that we're doing at the Arthritis Foundation is we are asking Congress to give us funding to fund more specialty care doctors, which include pediatric rheumatologists. After I give them a short little spiel about maybe pediatric rheumatologists, or maybe this year we're talking about the DOD and the Defense Fund needing an item line, $20 million just set aside for arthritis itself. I make it short, less than 30 seconds long. I want to keep their attention and why we're out here. Next. Now they're hooked, and now it's time to reel them in. So they've told me briefly what their story is, that grandma has arthritis or their friend has arthritis or maybe they have arthritis, whatever it is. Of them, it's a really easy way for them to help would to become an advocate and briefly explain to them what that means, how it's just a bi-monthly email and how that they will get action alerts that will take them less than 5 minutes to do if they so choose to do. People are really super happy to help. And when they find out the time commitment is literally nothing, they are ready to sign up. And so we pass out the clipboards. This is why I have 6, 7, 8 clipboards in my hand, because usually, as I said, the group of people are standing around 4, 5, 6, 7, and I hand each of them a clipboard to hand out to sign up at the same time. At that time, that you thank them for that what they're doing is great. Next, and that. You want to track, especially if you have a huge arthritis walk or a huge Jingle Bell Run. And the Arthritis Foundation always provides the advocacy tables with stickers that have somebody advocating for arthritis. Can I have the next slide, please? You can see in the next slide a picture of my family holding a sign that 300,000 children have arthritis. We have lots of those stickers. Stick that sticker on your person that just signed up. So then when you're walking through the crowd, to tell, I've already approached them, whether they said yes or no, I have a sticker. Most people will put the sticker on. So I know that I've already approached those people. Some of the quick advice that I have, Jingle Bell Run, we have people that are there to run the Jingle Bell Run, and they're very serious and they want to get the best time. You'll notice that group of people in the beginning. You don't want to go up and try to talk to them right before the race because they are keying in on the race and they do the time of day. What I like to do after with Jingle Bell Run is I like to go over to the beer garden. Again, you can't have your teenager there with you with the clipboard, so another adult 21 needs to go in, and literally as fast as I can hand out the clipboard, people are wanting to sign up. I be there all day. I don't have enough manpower to hand out the clipboards. People are excited to sign up. They're excited to be able to do something that takes so little effort, and they're excited to be a part of a grassroots organization. Any questions at all?
What are some of the main challenges that you find at these walks? Is it the weather, or is it something else, or what are some things that people can do if there are challenges to just kind of push for?
Oh, I'll tell you my number one main challenge is we're at a walk or a Jingle Bell Run with people affected by arthritis. Make sure you have fat pens with you, the barrel of the pens, so that they can write and fill out on the clipboard. Another big challenge where I live is the rain. As I'm in Washington State, anybody from Washington State knows that it's never a good idea to have an umbrella in the rain. Umbrellas become dangerous. Trying to have somebody stand under an umbrella while trying to fill out the clipboard, the umbrella always goes in their eyes. So keeping the clipboard, the papers dry. One of the ways I get around it is I have a piece of plastic on the top if it's raining really hard so that they can lift up to get to the paper and write on the paper. And Washington, we know how to write in the rain. But I also keep the clipboards against me so that they stay dry. The other problem we've run into a number of years is it's been freezing cold, below 20, and so our pens don't write, and that's become a problem. So keeping the pens warm in your pocket before you use them is a way to get away from that. So, any other questions?
Sure. How do people get involved to work at the table, to contact the walk chair, or how do you get involved in, like, what's the structure in your area for your walk?
If you want to get involved, contact your local office, and they will be able to put you in contact with the correct person who is either your advocacy chair for Washington or for the state you're in, or with the person at the Arthritis Foundation who's in charge of advocacy in your area. But just start out by calling your local office.
And what about materials? Do they have materials there, or do you print them off?
So this is the really awesome thing about the Arthritis Foundation. They go out of their way to make everything easy for you, the volunteer. Everything should be there. You don't need to bring anything. You just need to know what your asks are. So is whatever we're focusing on in Congress at the time is usually comes up as an ask. And the Arthritis Foundation will let you know beforehand what the asks are. The other thing I was going to say, when you're out there talking to people and you don't know the answer to the question, like, somebody will ask something, or what will happen. Somebody will ask a question you don't know the answer to, or somebody will try to get political with you and, oh, Trump this or Trump that, good or bad or whatever it may be. The first one, if you don't know the answer to the question, say, hey, I don't know this right now. We can walk over to the table and find out the answer together, or I can get back to you, but never make something up. The other thing that when somebody starts getting political, I always remind them, and politely, I'm not being rude, the good, bad thing about arthritis, it knows no political party. It equally affects Republicans as well as Democrats. It's a bipartisan disease. And that usually helps diffuse the situation, and the person comes back with, you're correct.
Plus, we don't, we're a bipartisan organization, so we don't take a political, stance like that. So, and it's actually illegal for us to do that. So just keep that in mind, that we are all staying on the right side of the law. Other questions? Anything else from anybody? This is so helpful. We've been needing this for a long time, and I'm really glad that you've done this. This is awesome.
Of course. And, anybody can feel free to reach out to me if they have any questions especially, I tell everyone, I am the least likely person to do this. I'm an introvert. I hate going up to strangers and starting conversations with them. I being in big crowds, and this is one of my favorite events to volunteer at, Jingle Bell Run and the Walk. So if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I, too, am an introvert, whether you believe that or not. And I find this to be super helpful, too, because I definitely feel sometimes uncomfortable, going up to people I don't know, or it's like, well, hey, like I'm crazy or so. These are all super helpful tips, and I hope that you all take them to your local walk or Jingle Bell Run, or, if there's something going on in your community and you just want to recruit advocates, or what if there's a way that you want to get involved there, absolutely go for it. And we'll have this as a resource on our website to use for years to come. So final questions before we wrap up? All right. Well, thanks so much, Heidi. This was, again, really cool. And thank you for all the great work that you've done. And thank you to everybody on the phone for taking the time out to listen to us. And thanks, again, for everything. And you all will do great things. So,
thanks.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.